delegates from the Buganda Kingdom and the ambassador, distinguished guests, thank you so much for supporting the work that is done in this community. I am the founder of NileBridge International, an organization that measures the time that people lose when they come from their countries to this country. The time they lose and they gain, depending on whether they are legally here or they're working on their processes. So I support immigrants like ourselves, and then their children, or the word is progeny. So what happens is we go and work. Whether you're a doctor, a lawyer, anybody else. And that's what we are, because some of us might be going to work after this. Then when we come home, what happens is our children want our time, but we don't have it. Because we are tired, stressed, and everything in between. And what happens then? iPads, iPods, TV, something else, because you need a little bit of what? Rest. So in that time, something very bad is happening, and that is subliminal messages that you don't want your children to listen to. Am I right? Or am I not right? So, everyone you see here, whether the Uganda Academy or Solomon Jagwe or myself, what I do is I think August, September, we created what we call the Youth Activity Day event, where what you just saw today, where children emote back to you, and they teach us how to relate. Whatever we do here is important, but we cannot do it without your help. We can come here and eat and drink, and then we're going to go back home, and everything is going to be the same. What really is happening here, the words that need to be talked about is your responsiveness, subscription, registration. Those are very important words. Why? Because Zoom together, Mr. Thompson, okay? Why not the innovation of someone like you doing something that is going to advantage your child in the long run, short run? That's the most important thing. As we enter in 2023, we got all focused on that. So we got Uganda Academy, we got NileBridge International, we got Solomon Jagwe, the gentleman who teaches in Ngomenganda. Everything is going somewhere. And I'm going to put some meat to what I'm saying. In 2017, I was elected to be a leader in Atlanta, Georgia. A young man died to drunk driving. Okay? And I evaluated myself as a leader, and I thought, am I doing the right thing? Did I talk to the parents very well? Did I create a program that would actually allow us to talk about the things? Because this young man was troubled. He was troubled even before he died. So it led me to write what we call today the Youth Activity Day event. And it allows young men to come in a certain room and relax, and their parents. And then we talk about how they communicate at home. We talk about how they communicate in the workplace with authorities. We talk about how they communicate with their peers. Okay? I don't want to be negative, but the things that are happening among our young people, including my own children, is a struggle each and every day. I have parents that talk to me who have children incarcerated. We can eat and drink and have so much fun, but we are living in what I call the complex US system, and it communicates differently. When I talk to Mujje Mwonge, we take hours discussing. This is the communication that's got to be there. And I conclude with this story. Some of you have heard of a story of I think a Nigerian, a young girl who didn't care that their father built a house in Africa. And she was asking a question. Why should the father build a house when I'm here suffering? She actually talked about something like, she said, hey, I go to, I think she goes to a boarding school, and she did not have supplies there. But she sees the father building a house back home. She sees the father sending money, pesa, all those sending money, different apps. And so, but does she have a point? Maybe she has, maybe she doesn't have. But what we need is to sit down, to listen to her. And she can also appreciate, after we've explained, why maybe building a house back home is more important than whatever it is here, which would be stocks and bonds and everything else, which is very difficult for many people who come to stay here in America very late. She would appreciate that. So how we communicate with our children is going to be very different. How we allow ourselves to do that is going to be. Recently, my daughter, and this is the last one, I was teaching her piano. And my daughter said, I don't want to play the piano because you on Gwanga. That's what she said. But we artists, we do that. And we produce people that are really good by Gwanga. But she educated me about how to do that. Because if I want to produce something out of her, she's not going to be listening. She's going to be thinking that I'm more abusing her. And I started changing the way I relate to her. I am still doing that. And that's the most important thing that we need to do. So, when you hear Luganda Academy, it means I've done my sample here already. So many people here have not registered. It means that you can register and then be part of the Luganda Academy. Solomon Jagwe has an app, we haven't talked about it. That's very important when cartoon characters are speaking in Luganda. When we say there is a youth activity day event, we're going to need your responsiveness, your subscription, and I speak to the Uganda Kingdom. Abaana bano betugenda okwera nga tubuulirira enkya bagenda kuba baseneta ba congressmen in White House, and they will remember, they will ask a question. Mwa planning the Uganda Kingdom, mwa planning the one of Silver Spring when Nasomera Academy, because twayigirize bino okweyisa obulungi okwogera n'essembo n'ebifaanana ng'ebyo. Thank you very much. God bless you.
Thank you.